what? What is that? What do you know?
I'll get it later.
Hey y'all. So today, I didn't ask my sister today, but a while back I asked my sister if I can do a segment on her channel called Tofu Chronicles. And we ain't got enough time for me to get into the story about where the name Tofu Chronicles came from, and it's not really that great story. But all it's gonna be the few installments. It's not gonna be regular, a regular featured thing, only because I don't talk about stuff that I feel like is relevant. And if y'all
wondering why I'm on her page, on her channel, and I ain't got my own channel, I'm not gonna be doing no content on a regular basis. Let's just be honest.
It's the first installment of Tofu Chronicles. And I want to talk is relationships. And I know y'all probably roll your eyes and roll your neck, but I was in the car going somewhere. What?
Nothing. When you said rolling your eyes, I just
that's why your eyes are going somewhere. And on the radio, the two radio personalities were having some commentary, and the dude was like, "There's typically, I'm just gonna paraphrase the conversation. It was there are typically, you know what I'm trying to say." Two positions in a relationship, the mold-er and the mold-e. And the girl was like, nuh-uh. And he was like, most times somebody is molding somebody in a relationship and somebody's being molded. She was like, well, I ain't being, she said, I don't mold. No, he was saying most times it's women trying to mold the man. And so the girl was like, I'm not trying to mold nobody. He was like, well, then you probably being molded. And being the self-proclaimed feminist that I am, I got offended. I'm like, how you gonna tell this girl that her mind is being manipulated, she being created by some dude telling her what she gonna be, who she gonna be, and that's this, that, and the other. I am also a self-proclaimed life philosopher. I get my Michael Evans syndrome and kick in every now and again.
She is very woke. Well, I'm not saying that.
I ain't conscious. I ain't woke.
No, she ain't conscious, but when it comes to female thing, she is very Michael Evans. She is. No, you are Thelma Evans, cause she.
Halftime I don't know what I be talking about, but still,
it makes sense.
The tone that I take make it seem like I got my PhD in feminine philosophy. So anyways, I was offended by that, but I kept listening, and I was like, you know what? I went from being offended to being disgusted to being ashamed. Ashamed because I was able to relate to that. That is a reality of my past. I was a mold-e. I was married. Whew, Lord, I was married a long time ago. Good gracious.
She was married way before I was. So I can agree with her when she says about the mold-e, because I was the person that was being molded in any of my relationships, except for this one. Any of my past relationships, I was the mold-e. They were trying to mold me into something that they wanted me to be, and not thinking I'm going along with it. But you know, you fight yourself like, no, that's not me, but I'm going to do it to please them. And then that's what I did. And then guess what happened? I started getting unhappy with myself. And like, she's probably going to explain too, where after a while I started fighting within myself. It's like I'm going back and forth. One part telling me, you know, you're not like this. This is not you. Then you got another part where it's like, do it so, you know, you can keep this person. Also, not only... this doesn't pertain to male and female relationships. This also pertains to friendships too, because sometimes in your friendship,
I was in a friendship like that.
Sometimes,
so true.
Sometimes in your friendships, you can be the molded person too, because you can meet somebody that's a total opposite, and they're like, okay, I want you to be like me, you know, and they'll mold you just like them. And it also too with parents. You sometimes want to mold your child into something that you want them to be, but sometimes you gotta let your kids be who they want to be. And I think that's what me and my sister struggled at as we was growing up in our household, because we may not look like it, but we came from a dysfunctional, broken home.
Very strict, very authoritative. We were not allowed to have our own. we were able to have our own thoughts, but we just couldn't say nothing about them. We couldn't voice them, and if you voiced them, there was gonna be some consequences.
Whatever my mama said, that's what. Even
if she said turkey duck, well, damn turkey duck. Don't know what you mean, but turkey duck.
Don't argue with her, but it ain't no damn turkey duck. I think I stood up to my mama once I left home. And that's when I had Rhea. I can understand her being a parent and want to tell me, but she really didn't raise me like my sister.
How I got into be in the Moldy is I went from one environment not being very what's the word, sheltered, not sheltered as in everything was given to us, sheltered as in you gonna do what I tell you to do, you gonna live how I tell you to live, and you gonna think and speak, go and come how I tell you to.
And we were very sheltered.
We were on a very short leash. So I went from that environment straight into the military, which is the same exact thing. You come, you go, you leave, you eat, you drink, you dress how somebody tells you to do it. So as old as I was still young. I left for the military when I was 18, and you probably think 18 is, you should have some idea of who you are. I didn't, and they had my own identity. I was trying to figure out who I was, but not being aware of the fact that I was still very underdeveloped as a person with a personality. I met my ex-husband, at my first duty station, and he was already very well experienced. I wasn't experienced with boys. I wasn't experienced with relationships. I wasn't experienced with social settings. I wasn't experienced with a whole lot of stuff. So when I met him, the funny thing is, y'all.
Okay, this is gonna be the last time we get off subject. Karma got me good, y'all. Karma got me good. So the first time I saw my ex-husband, I was living in the dormitories, and as I was leaving my room to go get breakfast, it was a Saturday morning. He's coming out of my neighbor's room across the hall, and we locked eyes. And I was like, "Ooh, he ugly." And I went, and guess what? She didn't know marry that ugly.
Wait, back on subject. So while we were dating and everything, he was very charming. Charming is dangerous. When a man come across charming, run, girl, run.
Just like my baby daddy.
If you ain't never ran a day in your life, that is a good time to start. Run from charming.
And I'm too fat to be running up. So that's exactly let me tell you something. Y'all. And I'm not knocking the women that are already in a relationship, because we don't know what y'all went through. Everybody has a different story. But baby, charming, let me tell you something.
It's an illusion. Don't do it.
My boyfriend now, he wasn't charming with me, okay? He was just like, look, this is how it is. This is how it's gonna be, and I accepted him for who he was. You know what I'm saying? And then sometimes when you have been in a relationship where you are the molded, when you get into a meaningful relationship that's real, sometimes it's hard to come out of that part of, okay, I'm the moldy, the moldy, and you're the molder. So you need in how it should be in relationship, we should mold each other, but you don't make that
balance.
It's a balance. I'm not gonna mold you into something that you're not, and you're not gonna mold me into something that
if I'm
not.
Change, it's because I love you enough. I want to meet your need in some way or another, and it's not gonna feel like a sacrifice. It's gonna be completely out of love. But so yeah, look up charming. Charming don't mean cute and handsome. Charming means somebody is putting a mystical incantation or some type of, somebody putting a spell on you. It's an illusion.
The illusion of confusion. Okay, yeah.
So we ended up dating, and I wasn't a tomboy, but I wasn't very feminine. I mean, even to this day, I'm not feminine.
We're not feminine.
On the inside, though, I feel so freaking frilly, but it don't translate on the outside for some reason. I be trying.
Y'all,
and I wore a lot of big clothes. if I wasn't wearing my hair short, I always pulled it back in a ponytail, then wear makeup. If I had earrings, they were studs. If I was wearing lip gloss, it was clear. It was just, I was very not ex-husband, or my boyfriend would go ahead and say, like I'm talking in present tense. Met him, and I used to be cute, y'all. I just didn't know I was cute. Had I known I was cute, I'd have been very, what's the word, conceited, but I didn't know I was cute. Anyway, I used to be real cute. And bro was very, like I said, very charming, just meeting, saying all them things I need, all the affirmation that I needed. Tell me I was beautiful, I was sweet, I was kind, I was smart, I was fine, I was sexy, blah, blah, blah. Just,
and that's when the devil will play you.
Everything I wanted to hear.
Yep. And that, y'all.
Opening doors for me, paying for dates, actually going on dates.
If you don't have that discerning spirit right then and there, you will fall into that trap.
And I failed.
I did.
Ooh, doopy. So, long story short, he started molding me into what he wanted me to be. And at first, it was okay. Because, like I said, I wasn't quite sure who I was. So, I started wearing the clothes he wanted me to wear. I started, putting on the big...
Who that is? That get mine? Yeah. Look at this man. She looks silly as hell. You enchanted. Is he on the phone? No, he just messaged me. Oh. Y'all.
Changing.
Anyway, so let me tell you.
And then, physically, I started changing. Like, I was wearing different things, wearing form-fitted clothes, wearing hoochie clothes, wearing these big earrings, doing my hair differently, and then we started going to the clubs, and we started partying, all the twerking and stuff. Then we started drinking because he liked to drink. So I was like, okay. He was like, oh, I'll just try this one. And then this one turned to that one, and that one turned to that one, and drinking just turned into binge drinking. And I was drinking when he wasn't around. Why? Because I started getting lonely. And I was like, well, let me just drink to numb my loneliness. And let me just drink because I don't like the type of person I'm turning into. So I started to hate myself. Because there was other things that he had introduced me to. That this is when I started realizing that something wasn't right. When the pornography started coming into our relationship. It's like, I couldn't, because watching that porn, I just saw how they was treating females, and it wasn't right. It was so disrespectful how the men were treating these females in these porns, and how the women were allowing them to do it. And I don't care if it's fantasy or not. I don't want to be with somebody who fantasizes about treating my body like that. I will watch it because I wanted to be with him. I wanted his company. Because after a while, he stopped giving me those words of affirmation. I wasn't getting them anymore. So I was trying to find any and everything to keep getting the things I needed to hear from him. So that started changing. So the drinking, then the pornography, and then it became... I wasn't very strong in my faith at the time, but I still loved God. And it got to the point where he didn't want me to go to church no more. And I was like, I got it. This really is not right, because now you asking me to choose you over God. And I did it for a little while. I did. And y'all, that was the most unhappiest I have ever been in my life, was when I turned my back on God. I was literally in a backslidden position. And that was a dark time for you, girl. Dark time. Pains, there's just certain put a word to, or you can't express how the magnitude of that pain. And that was one of them. So I started hating myself. I started having conflict with myself, because I wanted to be with this man. I wanted to please this man. But at the same time, I'm like, I'm becoming a different person. I'm actually growing into myself. So... long story short, he was molding me into something I wasn't created to be. And when the whole point of and moral of this conversation is, molding is okay when it's to edify you. Molding is okay when somebody says, what you're doing is not healthy for you. Let me help you get on track. I'm submissive when I'm in a relationship, and when I say that, I know a lot of women give me the side eye, because 21st century woman ain't submissive. I am submissive, but I'm not submissive to the point where I'm going to do whatever you tell me to do. And I'm not submissive. I've learned that through that situation. I learned a lot of lessons through that situation. But I'm not submissive to the point where I'm weak and you gonna do whatever you want to do to me. I'm submissive with wisdom. You gotta earn my trust first before I submit to you. You gotta prove to me that I can trust you, and you gotta prove to me that you're gonna listen to my opinion, and then I'll submit because I know we gonna work on this together. I was going somewhere else with that, but I know you got some stuff to say. 'Cause I forgot about.
But what I to reiterate what I was saying earlier about with our mom, that plays a part too in our relationships with different people and being in a relationship with the opposite sex, because our mom didn't teach us some of that stuff. So we basically had to learn on our own. So when we both got married, you know, hers only lasted, what, 2 years?
2.5.
2.5. Mine lasted almost 10 years. So when I got into this, it's like I didn't know how to be a wife, but I learned along the way. I knew how to be a mother.
That's been raising kids all her life.
You know what I'm saying? So, what, my oldest is 25, my baby, 9? So, you know, I knew how to be a mother. You know, and thankful that we had a grandmother that taught us some stuff, and our dad, you know, we did for a while. Our mom didn't let us see him, so and then how that plays into your relationship, like picking your friends, you know, picking your your partner. So when you're picking your partner, how you grew up sometimes plays off into your relationship. So my relationship with Araya's dad, it started off okay, but like in the 3rd year up until the last time we were together was pure hell, y'all. Okay, like I basically married my mom. Cause they both were Sagittarius. And I don't have nothing against Sagittarius. I would never date another one. Never, okay? My best friend is a Sag. You know what I'm saying? So, I would never date another Sag. And it's just life lessons I had to learn on my own. You know, it's like, okay, yes, I have a mother, but guess what? I'm fending for myself. My grandmother taught me how to cook. Okay?
Moldy.
But I'm saying, so how it plays into friendships and relationships, when I had friends, I did things to fit in, so they were molding me. Relationships, they were molding me, so I was like, I would do this just so I can be with them, but at the end of the day, I started feeling unhappy with myself.
Listen to that intuition.
Yes, woo.
If something you doing is making you feel anything less than value, it's not who you are.
It's the whole.
And don't keep doing it for no attention, because it's not love. All it is attention.
Right.
It's not love.
And I got to the point where, you know, I started going to church on a regular, and when the church I was going to was prophetic, so I began to learn a lot more stuff. So I began to use that in my life. But guess what? It took a hold when I met her daddy. But in the relationship, I still kept my relationship with God, but it wasn't like it was before. You know, we didn't go to church.
It was more of an acknowledgement than a relationship with God. That's how I acknowledge God, but I had a relationship with Him.
Right. You know, I prayed. And I thank God because He kept me through a lot. Y'all, if I could tell y'all some of the stuff that I went through, I'm not ready to share a lot of it, but if I could tell y'all, it's just like He broke me down. That's like He was molding me to be something that I didn't want to be.
The only person who honestly should be molding you, and I know a lot of people be like, Christianity's a trend. Christianity's a trend. Christians are fake. Christians are hypocrite. Blah blah blah. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. No, I'm not. I'm a Christian. That's who I am. I am a Christian. I am trying to be Christ. Like, I'm a follower of Christ. It is not something I claim. It's something I live on a daily basis.
And believe us, we're not perfect Christians. But guess what?
You show me
one. We're Christians. Like, some people are like, oh, you ain't no Christian because you do this, you do that. First of all, let me tell you something. What I do, if it's not convicting my spirit at the moment, then why is you worried about it?
Conviction comes with growth.
Right. And let me tell you, I would do some things and God be like, no, I didn't tell you to do that. No, I don't want you to do that.
And that's the right molding.
Right
there. The only one who should be molding you is the one who created you. People like, okay, my mama created me. Before all that, you was created. What God said? He knew you
Jeremiah.
Before you was in your mama's womb or something like that.
He know the numbers of hairs on your head. And me
we are best friends. No, this is my blood sister. This is my best friend. My ace spoon coon. We are different as best friends. That's my best friend. That's my best friend. Go whatever. Y'all know that's a song.
Yeah. So we are different as night and day. She doesn't try to mold me, and I don't try to mold her. Okay, even though I'm older than her, people think that she's the oldest. My sister will come and be like, Edmund, I don't think so. But never has she ever in her life tried to mold me. And I never come to her and tried to mold her.
We will coach each other.
Yeah, we will coach
each
her.
You might want to swerve this way.
Yeah, like, you know, you.
But if you decide not to swerve this way, I'm gonna have your back when you come around.
Okay, she gonna have. One thing I say, she got my back. Okay,
this one got my back too. She the more rowdy one though. I'm gonna try to deliberate and do some peace talking. This one, she pressing red buttons everywhere.
Try me. Try me if you. When it comes to this one right here, try me. I'll tell you, I ran up on people because of her. Let me. Christian or no Christian.
Let me tell you something.
Have a friend that's not gonna mold you. They're gonna, help you along the way. Get you somebody that's like, okay, we not alike, but I can take something from you and you can take something from me, and bam, we can create something magical.
If any relationship you feel like every relationship is gonna cause work, but if that work feel like a chore and it's just zapping your energy, it's not a balanced relationship, and you should just stop trying to make it work. You really should. So yeah, that's basically what I want to talk about in this first Tofu Chronicle was that relationship piece. In the relationship, there's typically two positions: the molder and the moldee. And it's not in sometimes most relationships, not most. I don't know what the ratio is, but there are relationships that have a balance. But some relationships are off kilter, and one does more than the other person. That's manipulation. You don't want to be manipulated.
Any final words, final thoughts about the benediction? Yes, the benediction. And y'all can send your offering if you want to send us an offering. Y'all like tithes and offerings, start a prayer line or whatever. The beautiful. No, but for real, if you need prayer, we will add, because we pray at night as a family. We will add you into our we don't care if it be 2 hours long. We will add y'all into our prayers. Believe me, I do pray for my subscribers. I don't know all of them by name, but you best believe when I do have my conversation with God, I'm like, Lord bless him. And I'm getting my prayer muscle back up. I got off.
When I start back into my little war room, because it's getting there. When I start back, just make sure.
That thing look good.
I'ma just, pray for y'all. So, but we hope what she brought to y'all, besides all the goofiness, that, y'all could.
I just take time to learn yourself. Don't be rushing to try to figure out who you are. When you are a child of God, you ain't never gonna fall short of nothing. No resources, time. It ain't. People want to be in relationships. I'm just like, when I die, I'm going to heaven. So I'm not really worried about if I get married again, and I'm not worried about if I get a boyfriend. If I get a boyfriend this lifetime, great. If I don't,
I wish she'd give me a niece or nephew.
I'm worried about it.
I need her just to get married so she give me a niece or nephew, because
she's so trifling.
Whatever. But anyway, just remember that.
Don't be molded by somebody who ain't create you in the first place. How about that?
And God will have that special God will have that special person already made especially for you with your name on it. Can't nobody take what God has for you. So he will sorry y'all. He will have that person that was made especially for you. I mean,
if that's your heart's desire.
If that's your heart's desire.
In my case, if you comfortable being single, don't let people tell you need to be with. People at work be telling me I need to get a boyfriend. For what? I got a job. What I need a boyfriend for?
She got a dog. I'm not saying that's your boyfriend, but I'm just saying. But anyway.
Good. I'm chilling. I love, like, I'm not against dating. I'm just like, it's not a bullet point on my agenda. If it happens, great. But I'm not trying to get chosen.
Oh, my eyelashes over there. Anyway, so creepy eyelashes. Shut up. Let alone the dog don't get hold of. But anyway,
like he will have somebody made especially for you, and you will be that person's helpmate. You know, because whatever you're lacking in a relationship, that person that God brings to you will have what you're lacking, and whatever they're lacking, you will have for them. And no matter what, pray for your significant other. You can pray for them and you don't even know who they are, because God knows your heart's desire. That takes me. I had like, God, you got to come down off the throne to me, like face to face, and be like, look, this is who I want you to be with. Because when I was in that last relationship, he kept telling me this is not where you're supposed to be at. But guess what? I stayed and I went through. But thank God Almighty, I made it. I'm free at last.
Free at last. Free at last.
I had to find the Underground Railroad to get up under that. This was my Sojourner Truth, right? No, my Harriet Tubman right here, honey.
She didn't want to follow at first. I had to keep going back and getting her. I'm like, look, I ain't gonna keep on making these trips, sacrificing my life.
Y'all, and I just 5-6 years ago packed up, moved out here, and it's been for the best.
So we ain't gonna keep on rambling on, because we got into completely different subjects, and it's supposed to be about molding, molder in relationships. So I hope y'all enjoyed it, and it no stop, girl.
No, it's still going.
Oh, so I hope y'all enjoyed it, and if you didn't, these are not her these are not sentiments of Diva 706. These are not her thoughts, her ideas. These are strictly convictions and beliefs and values of Melissa Missy Brianna Fulton. And if you don't like what was said, then the next time you see an installment of Tofu Chronicles, just don't click on it. But till then, she'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.